Transpersonal psychology is actually connecting and integrating the spirit and psychology, traditional psychology. Most traditional psychology leaves out the spirit, and so transpersonal psychology brings it in. So it includes a lot of different altered states of consciousness as part of the medium of the material. It includes consciousness itself as part of the material. Traditional educational systems tend to exclude those other things. And at Naropa, we tend to bring all those in and try to have a more holistic balance so that the mind and the emotion and the experience, the body and the soul, the overall purpose and meaning of life are also equally part of the educational process. So we say that it includes and transcends. It includes all the traditional world of psychology, but it also transcends that and includes many things that traditional psychology would not normally include. So ASCs, the spirit, holism, the body, and so on. There are 5 concentrations in transpersonal counseling psychology. There are 3 counseling concentrations, and one is a transpersonal counseling, one is art therapy, and one is wilderness therapy. The counseling concentrations focus on attaining the skills and the theoretical knowledge and the experience necessary to sit with any client that might be in front of them at any time. With the art therapy program, they actually go beyond even that level of learning to increase to a level of using art and art medium. In wilderness therapy, they learn how to, in addition to all the basics, learn how to use the wilderness world, the natural world, and to do therapy in those settings with those media. And the transpersonal counseling students learn to do therapy with more of the Gestalt, spiritual, holistic aspects of being human. There are 2 non-counseling concentrations. One is a Master's of Transpersonal Psychology, and one is a Master's of Eco-Psychology. Both are low residency, and both are academic rather than counseling degrees. Transpersonal psychology and eco-psychology both have strong service components, and every student does a project in a community setting where they're learning to interface and interact, integrate their field with the larger community. In transpersonal psychology, it uses all of the components of what transpersonal means. So it's spiritually based and holistically based. And in eco-psychology, it brings in, again, the natural world and the connection between the body of the world itself and the earth, as well as the body of the human. We have 5 core foundations. And the first is the transpersonal, so that every class and every student has a broad perspective on what it means to be a human being. Our program tends to be humanistically based and existentially based and Gestalt based. So there's the holism, there's the person-centered part. So every student has that breadth of a person is a system, in a system, in a system, in a system. Every student has a very experiential education so that the meaning behind the words is emphasized as opposed to just there's words, you learn them, you spit them back, and you're done. So this is a very experiential program. As a result, it's very transformational. And that's probably one of the things about transpersonal psychology that makes it unique, is that it actually expects to use transformational energy in the work of learning and of changing. We're equally contemplative from a mindfulness perspective that again is very ecumenical. The 4th is our service component, that every student learns to bring love through service and healing through service. And the 5th is a diversity and a competence in diversity, so that since transpersonal psychology is seen to be a very diverse place, you know. There's all diverse peoples are welcome there, all diverse religions, all spiritualities, all souls. We expect that our students will have a broad perspective on what is human and how to be with a human being. In addition, every student is required to do their own therapy. So they are going to be transformed on a personal level, on a practice level, on a professional level, and in a world level. We expect that they will make a big difference when they go out there and work. We see a lot of our students working in educational systems, in organizations. They're a very entrepreneurial group. They have a tendency to have wonderful creative ideas about how they see themselves practicing. They really do a lot of variety of things, from the most amazing trauma work that you can imagine to the most skillful sorts of pastoral counseling. Quite a few students work in end-of-life concern and elderly as well. So it's a huge, broad perspective that students find their way to make a difference in the world. I think the transformational aspect of our programs at Naropa in general, and that our program in Transpersonal specifically, is very unusual and very strong. From the beginning of our students arriving with each other, we ask them to stretch and risk. Not to the point of where they feel in danger, because then we start to shut down. But as long as we're in the area of risk, we're actually learning at a higher level when we're a little anxious. And so we ask students to really risk with each other, with their small groups, and we start with a small group of 10, and the counseling classes, training to be counselors. We ask them to be good listeners for each other and confront each other about areas that they're maybe not seeing yet. We ask them to serve as feedback loops for each other and provide a lot of additional information. So there's so much in this group process that is utilized to begin to expose them and build their overall confidence, because they don't believe it any longer when they leave that there are areas that haven't been looked at yet. In addition, they have video that they have to do therapy sessions on video, and we all watch that. They do a second-year practicum out in the world so that they're beginning again to become the professional that they are becoming. Their third year, they're in an internship. So from the very beginning, they're given exercises and activities to expose them to a brand new way of living and being who they are. And by the time they are finished, they have become someone entirely different from who they started to be. Someone they couldn't have even imagined they would be.